It's been a long time off, Schwab, man. So good to see you, baby. How you doing?
I'm good, Myron. How are you? Love it that we
Man,
got football back sitting on our couch for 7 hours each weekend.
7 hour commercial-free football. It's insane that somehow it's been like 4 weeks or 3 weeks already. We already in a week four. It's flying by.
Yeah, yeah, it's been fast, and we've seen some bad football, unfortunately. Some really good games, crazy comebacks, especially week two. A lot of teams blew some big leads, but last week, week three, bit of a dud. Two really bad primetime games too.
Prime time, they're killing us right now. But yeah, I think it's something like the a record's been broken for the most one score possession games in the first 3 weeks of football. So like the popcorn's been good, but yeah, as far as fantasy goes, there's definitely some very angry owners out there, and why wait any longer? Let's just get right into it. I mean,
Yeah, if you were picking in the top half of the draft, like JT, who was on the injury report today, didn't practice.
yeah,
CMC, also on the injury report, didn't practice. Eckler's been bad. Mixon had a good week one. He's been bad. Delvin Cook's banged up. He might not play.
Alvin
It's been tough.
Kamara,
Justin Jefferson,
Najee Harris.
DeAndre Swift had a big
Yeah, I
first week.
mean the list goes on. Like the big name guys that you spent those first and second round picks on are definitely not winning you games right now. Unless you took Travis Kelsey.
Yeah, and shout out to Stephon Diggs too.
Yeah, yeah.
He's balling. Cooper Cup, we should have known
Cooper's
after what he
Cooper,
did
man.
last year. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's going off. And then the other scoring leaders you got are Cordero Patterson, Khalil Herbert. But honestly, good for the people that found the good value in the middle rounds. Just looking at three wide receivers, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jalen Waddle, and Christian Kirk, who have been arguably the best receivers in fantasy.
yes. How about big money Christian Kirk? Everyone's like scratching their heads. I cannot believe the Jags just paid a slot receiver that much money, and he has been Trevor Lawrence's favorite target for sure.
I
And
mean, they had to get him involved.
had to. He's
You know,
he's been great, and his teammate James Robinson, he's had a breakout season, coming back off a torn Achilles. Everyone just assumed he's losing this spot to Travis Etienne, and he scored a touchdown every game this season.
yeah. And then Zay Jones, who's been pretty solid. The Jaguars look like they're a good team. At least they're going to compete and they're going to play hard.
At least fantasy wise. And then you got some guys who you felt like went into this season with a pretty good hand and haven't really been able to convert anything of their opportunity. First person that comes to mind is Rashad Penny in Seattle. Chris Carson's forced to retire. He's got a chance right now to be the lead back, and through 3 weeks, nothing truly extravagant that you've seen over there.
No, and Kenneth Walker's back now. That offense looks really bad. With Geno, he's trying to get DK and Lockett involved, but they're not able to run the ball. I don't think their line's any good. So I'd probably avoid Seattle in general, but if you have to, you play DK.
What's up with the Tennessee Titans? Derrick Henry has not had a fantastic season. Robert Woods goes over as the best receiver. You think he hasn't really stepped up as a wide receiver one. They get the rookie Burks. He hasn't really stepped up as a wide receiver. Tennessee is not looking like the threat that we thought they were in the AFC by any means. And fantasy wise, it's a lot of head scratchers and people you can't play.
Yeah, they said they want to get Burks more involved. I think they said that today. So we'll see how they, integrate him into the offense. But I wouldn't be playing any Titans pass catchers if you don't need to. Woods, Burks, even the tight end. I'm avoiding them. Play Derrick Henry, but
Yeah.
that's all you can trust right now.
And it's tough with those big name players, like you said, that are not producing that you taken so early. The Derrick Henrys, the Najee Harrises. You can't bench them yet.
No, you still got to play your studs. Like you're not going to bench Kamara. So I don't think you're putting him on the bench quite yet. But you're maybe fielding some trade offers or seeing what you can get out there. And if you can't do anything, you just lock it into your lineup and hope for the best on Sunday.
Who are some of those guys you kind of think that struggling right now, but they'll probably turn it around in a few weeks? And honestly, you'd probably start kind of looking to trade on them now while their value, is kind of sinking.
Yeah, I got to say, Joe Mixon, definitely the Bengals offense is just going to get better. I'm excited for that Thursday night game against Miami. Should be hopefully a lot of points, but it's Thursday. You never know. And then Austin Eckler, he's a beast. They're going to get him more involved. I know he barely touched the ball, but That was a weird game. Chargers have those. Hopefully, they're really banged up. They're really hurt. But if their offense can stay healthy, stay in the field, they're going to be fantasy perfect.
I'm liking, or hoping at least, that Deontay Johnson in Pittsburgh with a change of quarterback, which I expect to happen around the bye week. I think a change of quarterback could get Deontay Johnson a lot more involved. But also, I think with Zach Wilson returning, Elijah Moore, he's been almost hasn't been a factor this entire season. I think when Zach Wilson comes back, you might see Elijah Moore's stock skyrocket. He's probably a player right now that is on someone's bench, kind of upset that they drafted him.
Absolutely. And another guy like that is Darnell Mooney on the opposite side. Darnell Mooney is going down. The Bears can't complete a pass. Trending up, trending down. If we're talking about players that are looking bad and probably not going to do anything the rest of the season, Darnell Mooney's the top guy on my list.
He's definitely the captain of that team, 100%. Not really his fault. You saw what happened last year with Allen Robinson. Seeing it now again this year. Something about just getting the ball. Maybe Fields isn't that guy.
Is it
you have to start asking
the
question, because right now, their offense has just been poor. You got a young tight end in Cole Kmet, who a lot of people thought could be a top 10 tight end coming into the season. He's also not been effective in any way, and probably has been dropped in majority of leagues he was drafted in. So he's definitely a leader of that pack. Another guy who's you want to have a rebound season is Chase Claypool. Fantastic rookie season, tough sophomore year due to Big Ben's age, and now he's a guy that I don't see being able to turn it around. Not this year with the type of the offensive line he has. That offensive line is bad. He's a big receiver that needs to get deep. That doesn't really seem like a good recipe.
Yeah, and I think unfortunately Pickens has taken some of that stuff that's closer to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So they're getting Pickens more involved, which is good. I like Pickens a lot. I don't know fantasy-wise if you're playing them, but if Pickett comes in and can find Pickens, you might have a little recipe there.
How about DJ Moore in Carolina? They got Baker Mayfield in town. Man, DJ Moore is a guy who I know was drafted as a wide receiver 1 at low as wide receiver 2. He has not had a fantastic season by any means either.
Yeah, Baker is not been getting him the ball. The stats were not good for Baker last week. He's not been efficient. Robbie Anderson caught a bomb in week 1. Laviska took
the best player this season, probably.
Laviska took a big screen to the house. They finally got a win. McCaffrey's been ineffective. He got 100 yards last week, but Baker's been tough to watch. Darnold's hurt. They're not going to make a switch, so you just got to hope it gets better. But DJ Moore might be a guy that has to go to the bench.
Yeah.
You're probably going to start. Like, who are some of the guys that you think you're starting above DJ Moore? Because you drafted DJ Moore high. You drafted DJ Moore to be your wide receiver 1 or 2.
And see, that's the issue, because right now there are some young hot receivers off the waiver wire that you're picking up right now that that were undrafted, and now with the consistency of some of these receivers we're naming, these guys are like real good options. I'm talking Joshua Palmer out of LA Chargers, Greg Dortch, as long as DeAndre Hopkins and AJ Green remains out, he seems very effective in Arizona alongside Hollywood Brown. All these guys are people who are options. Romeo Doubs finally had a really good game in Green Bay last week. 13 at target. That's something that you want to see. When you're getting that in comparison to what these big name guys are getting you, like Deontay Johnson and DJ Moore, it's tough to do, but you got to start looking at making the switch.
Yeah, and like one guy that we like is Chris Olave. He's been getting downfield. He's been the one that they're taking shots to. As long as Jameis is back there, Jameis likes to take chances. He's a risk taker. He's going to get the ball down the field and try to hit Olave. So he's been really good. Hopefully Jameis plays, because I like to see that offense when they're healthy.
Yeah, and he's due to find the end zone anytime now. So Olave is a great pickup. Probably the best rookie fantasy player we've had right now. Breece Hall in New York has been pretty solid as well, but his
Drake London's been really good.
Surprisingly, Drake London, I was shocked by that. I was not big on the Drake London train at all. Mostly with Marcus Mariota at QB, but somehow, man, he's doing fantastic. Shout out to Cordero Patterson still being effective. I mean,
Oh my God, every year.
Everyone was like, "There's no chance he's going to be great again this season," and he's been solid.
Hopefully he doesn't tail off like he did last year.
I want to also give a big shout out to my man Jalen Hurts. He's been, I'd say,
QB1. Him and Lamar.
Him and Lamar probably the two best players in fantasy so far.
Yeah.
Two guys that were drafted probably after Patrick Mahomes, probably after Josh Allen. You land on Jalen Hurts in the 6th, 7th round. You're a happy fantasy owner right now.
And one time for Saquon, he looks like he's back to rookie Saquon, the Saquon that everybody wants to watch. So if he can maintain it, I'd like to see him continue to go and potentially be the running back one.
Who are some of the guys you got targeted on the waiver wire this week? Week 3, we do got a good amount of injuries right now. And some guys have stepped in big last week. Who are some of the guys you're kind of looking at on the waiver wire?
It's tough. I'm sure in a lot of leagues, Jamal Williams, Khalil Herbert, Madison are already on teams, right? Yeah. So you really got to dig deep and try to find those kind of steals. There's some good receivers. You mentioned Romeo Doubs. Mac Hollins is solid out in Las Vegas.
Yes.
So I'd probably say those two I'm looking at if you can't get like Herbert or Jamal Williams.
Noah Brown in Dallas. How about him? I mean, he's somebody you're not really sure because Gallup should be coming back like any week now. But Noah Brown has filled in pretty solid, I think, with the Cowboys and Cooper Rush. They seem to have some type of relationship.
Yeah, and we've seen Gallup be, playing, but still a bit ineffective at times. Yeah. And Noah Brown could easily slide in there. That third role. Amari Cooper's gone. Cedric Wilson's gone. So him and Cooper Rush have a good thing going. And as long as Dak's on the bench, I do like Noah Brown for sure.
Any concerns about some of the running back team carousels that we've got going on? I'm talking like the Baltimore Ravens, the 49ers,
the Broncos,
the Green Bay Packers, all these guys who, especially the Baltimore Ravens, the Patriots. There's a lot of teams that are going with the dual running back, 3 running back sets, which are great for them because they can save these guys' legs and knees. But man, it's a fantasy owner's nightmare to not see a guy, get 20 plus carries anymore.
Oh yeah, and I think that's why, the people that drafted receivers early on are the ones that have been winning recently, right? We're looking at just on the season, like the running back 1 through whatever. You got James Robinson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Jamal and Khalil Herbert, Kareem Hunt's up there. Guys like Leonard Fournette and Dalvin Cook, Kamara, Josh Jacobs, they're low.
Yeah, Najee Harris.
Zeke's really low. Yeah. It's been tough for those guys. Rashad Penny was at the bottom of that list.
It's tough, and I'm just like, those young receivers are definitely looking like the ones that the better fantasy owners are doing right now. But we got a good week 4 coming up in football. This is a deciding week because the first 3 weeks you're kind of seeing some guys are going to start fading out, but come week 4, week 5, it's either time to, I need to make a big trade for my team or
this is the end of the quarter.
This is the end of the quarter. So, and we start off tomorrow with a good duo, and we got Miami, Cincinnati, potential to be a big shootout here.
It's going to be hopefully a good game. Wish it was on Sunday, like a primetime game. The Bengals are wearing their whites though, so I am excited for that. Yep. White helmets, all white unis. I think you're playing all your guys. So it's not a concern there. But
only concern is
a guy you can't play.
I would say Gesicki has not been what we thought he would be in that offense. And the only concern you are as a Dolphin wide receiver owner is Tua going to suit up. Not even the concussion issue, got a leg and back issue. So, but if he's able to play, you're definitely going to start them tomorrow. Primetime football should be a big game. In Cincinnati, all 3 receivers have still been effective in that offense. If anyone, Jamar Chase has struggled the most. And Joe Mixon, I think he'll have a pretty big game tomorrow. With the DBs in Miami, I think Joe Mixon could have a chance to get a little free, catch some passes too.
Yeah, I think they're going to feature Joe Mixon. They say he's healthy, he's a go. So we know what the Bengals offense can be. Yeah. We saw it all last year. And Dolphins have a pretty good defense, so excited for a good game.
Got the first London game of the year.
Vikings Saints. Should be the Jaguars.
Saints. The Jags love going overseas.
That's another home game. But you'd never know what's going to happen in these games. I feel like they always start off slow. It's a weird Kirk Cousins game because it's really early. But it's also
9:30 in the morning.
3:30 there in London. So we'll see. Hopefully the Saints are healthy and good because that Saints defense is going to be pretty good. You got Lattimore on Justin Jefferson. So I got to take the Saints in that game.
Yeah, and you definitely keep an eye on Dalvin Cook if he's going to play or not, because if not, Alexander Madison is definitely someone who you can expect to fill right in and must start.
Good Saints run defense, though. You have to, temper your expectations a little bit.
100%, and I'm liking the Justin Jefferson play, of course, but I'm also feeling the Adam Thielen play here. I like if Lattimore is going to be following Jefferson. I think Adam might be a guy that gets targeted a lot. Kind of saw that a lot last week in Detroit.
Yeah, and he's always a threat to find the end zone.
The guy loves the end zone. And over on the New Orleans side, you still got to start AK. You're not going to bench him in the primetime London game. And I only like Olave at the receiver spot. No, I like Michael Thomas as well. He's been extremely effective. Shout out to him being back.
Him and Jarvis are on the injury report. Hopefully they both suit up. Jarvis is, a little tougher to play. Olave is definitely the best receiving option on that team.
And 1 p.m. slate, we got some nice grouper games at 1 p.m. There's going to be a busy 1 o'clock hour. 9 games in the 1 p.m. slate, man. And it starts off with the Seahawks-Lions. And one thing's true in fantasy football. When you see the Lions on the matchup, you play the other side. And it has not failed me in a decade of fantasy football, and I'm not about to stop it yet. I'm starting Rashad. I'm starting DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. They all got a chance to have a game tonight. I don't care how tough the Detroit Lions are playing this year. Guys,
starting Geno.
Geno's tough. Maybe like a 2-quarterback league, deep 2-quarterback league. Deep.
And then on the Lions side, if St. Brown suits up, you got to start him. You probably start Hawkinson. It's probably all go Jamal Williams. I don't know if you're suiting up DJ Chark, but if St. Brown sits, then that's when you play him up, or Josh Reynolds.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're going 2 receiver deep yet. TJ tight end depth is very, very slim, so you're going to be starting TJ no matter what. And if you're thin at running back, I guess Jamal could be a play. I would still be a little risky on starting Jamal, but I guess if you're thin.
I don't trust that Seahawks defense really. I think it's going to be a weird game, but I think it's still going to be the Lions are going to score 35 points again, and the Seahawks are going to score like 31. Like just a high-scoring, weird game.
Yeah, it's the Lions. You never know.
Points at Ford Field.
Steelers and Jets, man. If you're a Steelers receiver owner, this is the 1 week that you're like, okay, if this offense is ever going to have a good day, it's got to be this week at home against the New York Jets. So I think this is like that last time. And I'm still iffy about it. This is like that last time I think you can confidently start Deontay Johnson. Because after this,
you start Najee.
And you start Najee. But after this, it starts getting very scary with the Deontay Johnson party. I'm not touching Claypool still. I'm not that confident in this offense having a good game against the Jets.
No, and then on the Jets side, I'm probably starting Elijah Moore if Zach Wilson plays. Garrett Wilson's been honestly a start just because of the way that offense is playing and how much Flacco is throwing the ball right now.
Who would have thought?
Just malpractice.
Just insane that Flacco's just slinging this thing left and right. Like all of his young days, he never slung it. And he's
never slung it like this.
Yeah, who would have thought?
But the kid might play, so we'll see. That's going to be another weird game. The next
running backs are scary in that game as well. I mean, you like Michael Carter, what he's been doing so far, but I mean, he's probably a tough flex this week. I mean, Breece Hall also. It's going to be real tough on both of them. Steelers are known to keep a running back out of the end zone at least.
And then the next game, I mean, it's weird that one of these teams is going to be 3-1. The Bears, the Giants, they're 2 pretty bad teams. We saw the Giants lose to the Cowboys on Monday night. The Bears are somehow 2-1 because they played in that monsoon.
Yeah.
And then won like a 13-10 game. But the Bears have a pretty good defense. I'm excited to see Saquon go up against that defense, but you're not starting too many guys besides Saquon in this game.
I'm starting David Montgomery if he plays.
I'm starting Herbert if he doesn't.
Yeah, I'm starting Herbert if he doesn't play. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not touching these receivers or tight ends in this game at all. This is gonna be a nasty one.
No, I can't do it.
The two biggest underachievers this season, man. Tennessee Titans, Indianapolis Colts. Two teams that are just not what they thought they would be at this year. And I think you got to start Derrick Henry, of course. And I'm a little worried about the rest of the Tennessee Titans. I'm not sure if anyone else is starting. Ryan Tannehill in a deep 2-quarterback league. Sure, the Colts have been gave up like 800 yards receiving this year already. And on the Colts side, you still got to start Jonathan Taylor. You got to start Michael Pittman Jr., but that's really about it.
Yeah, it's those games are usually low scoring. It's going to be in Indianapolis, so hopefully Jonathan Taylor is healthy because you got to roll him out if he's good to go.
Man, the Chargers, the Texans. This is the game where Austin Eckler finds his footing. This is the one.
Yeah, hopefully this is the game the Chargers end up scoring 40 points and everybody gets involved and all fantasy owners are happy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking I'm playing all my receivers here if you're a Chargers owner. I'm even comfortable still playing Joshua Palmer, even if Keenan suits up. He appears to have a good connection with Herbert this season.
Yeah, and on the Texans side, you can maybe start Dameon Pierce. Brandon Cooks has been pretty underwhelming this year.
He's that guy right there on that fringe of, do you start him or do you start a free agent like Dort you just picked up? He's right at that fine line. If I drafted Cooks as wide receiver too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's tough. He ain't giving you that number, I'll tell you that.
No, he's maybe flex, but you don't want to do it. And we got the Browns and the Falcons. We're gonna get a good Kyle Pitts game.
I think this should be a good fantasy game. I can see both running backs in Cleveland doing well, and Kyle Pitts I think should find the end zone this week.
Yeah, still hasn't found it on U.S. soil, right?
Yeah, the guy does not like playing here.
Drake London probably a go, and then Nick Chubb's been the best running back in the NFL. So he's playing, probably playing Amari Cooper just this week. I know they got AJ Terrell, but Cooper's been pretty solid, and I'd probably play Cooper over Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, I probably would too. His targets are going to be there for sure, especially in the Dome in Atlanta. I think Jacoby will throw a little bit more.
Yeah.
Commanders and the Cowboys, good old-fashioned American football right here. It's gonna be a pretty gross game though if Dak doesn't play, which I don't think he's going to. It's gonna be a nasty one. I do like playing Scary Terry still, and I'm gonna be that guy who still plays Gibson.
And you're playing Curtis Samuel. He's been the
best receiver on that offense. His targets are unbelievable.
If you picked him up or drafted him late somehow, good for you because he's been definitely a steal.
He's a dynasty league owner's dream come true because he's just on the bottom of your bench for like 2 years, and then you look up and you're like, oh, I do have Curtis there.
Because he's been just hurt for 2 years, and now he's back and he's actually producing for you.
Yeah, he's just snuck into my starting lineup, so I'm loving Curtis Samuel.
And then what about the Cowboys running backs?
Tony Pollard is really taking a lot of action from Zeke, like a lot.
Yeah.
Like Tony's the guy I think I'm confidently starting now. And Zeke's becoming a risk. Offense, you still starting CD Lamb. We ain't worried about the mean tweet. CD, do your thing. Still starting CD. And depending on your thinness of receiver, you're looking at Noah Brown if Gallup doesn't suit up. He's been effective the last 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. And then we got the Jaguars versus the Eagles, a team that looks to be good, and then the Eagles, a team that looks to be great.
Yeah, Eagles look like they could have a chance to go back to the Super Bowl. You're starting Jalen Hurts. You're starting Devontae Smith. You're starting A.J. Brown. I'm starting Dallas Goedert. Miles Sanders, probably, maybe.
Probably, depends on the situation.
Flex, not a running back two this week. Definitely a flex.
Like I got Miles Sanders, Tony Pollard, and Ramondre Stevenson, and I can start 2. Where does Sanders fit into that?
Who was the first running back you drafted?
Oh, well, no, I got Mixon and Kamara.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, shit. That is a nasty big running back to just have in your team.
That's the flex.
That's the flex. Yeah, okay.
So right now, I think I'm starting Pollard.
Yeah, I like Tony a lot. He's going to catch a lot, and they're definitely splitting the handoffs in Dallas.
Yeah.
But for the Jags, I'm loving James Robinson. I'm loving Christian Kirk. Those guys, their volumes there. Travis Etienne, that's a risky play this week, I'd say. I probably would try to look elsewhere. But James Robinson, he's proven to be a guy that's going to get consistent touches, and Christian Kirk's like Trevor Lawrence's best friend.
Yep, absolutely. Trevor Lawrence has been really good this year. Doug Peterson's good job, coach of the year so far, I'd say, through 3 weeks.
Yeah, don't tell them that yet. Get excited. Definitely possible game of the week here. You got the Bills and the Ravens, man. This is going to be
game of the week for sure.
Quarterback shootout. I'm playing all types of receivers for the Buffalo Bills. Why not? You know, I mean, Gabe Davis has not been amazing. He's been hurt a little bit, but
I pick up Isaiah McKenzie.
Isaiah's been consistent. I don't know if you can start Isaiah confidently at the maybe a deep flex league.
Yeah, maybe not yet. 12 teams, 3 receiver and a flex. Like he's right there.
How about those Bills running backs?
They cannot run the ball. It's the one thing they can't do. If you're gonna have to start anyone, it's Singletary. James Cook and Zach Moss are not owned. They shouldn't be owned.
Yeah, no, they're not playable. It's very tough.
Bad.
And then the Ravens side, their running backs have been about just as bad. You have to start J.K. Dobbins just because of where you took him at, but I mean, he hasn't had a great week. I know he's come off an injury, obviously, from last season, but you love Mark Andrews here, and you love what Rashad Bateman has shown. You can possibly even look at starting Duvernay in a deep flex.
Yeah, Duvernay's been good.
Guy just finds the end zone.
But the guy you want is Lamar. He's gonna get.
The quarterbacks here are gonna be great for you this week.
That's the battle of my dynasty team. I got Josh Allen and Lamar. Those are my 2 quarterbacks.
That's gonna be beautiful. Yep, there
It'll be a fun game. Let's get into the 4:00 slate. We got the Cardinals going to North Carolina, seeing the Panthers.
Man, I hope Kyler Murray watches some film and they come out and have a great game here. I need the Hollywood Brown action. He's been absolutely fantastic. James Conner been a little scary. Hasn't really put up last year's number, which we all knew wasn't going to happen again. But he hasn't been like half of last year. So I'm hoping James Conner can find his footing this week. And I like Dortch. If you're thin at flex, I think Greg Dortch can be a start this week.
I'm right there with you. CMC hopefully is healthy, but I don't know if I'm starting any of these Panthers receivers. I guess you could start DJ Moore just based on where you drafted him, because you probably don't have too many better options, but probably avoid.
For the rest, yeah. CMC is the only start there. Broncos, Raiders, the second game of underachievers. They hyped us up so much on these 2 teams being just the best 2 teams coming in, and
Raiders
both have looked absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
I'm scared as a Bronco receiver owner. I don't know if you can confidently start Jerry Jeudy still, but you probably have to. Cortland Sutton, you have to start.
Probably can start.
His targets is
but even the running backs are splitting carries right now, so you don't really know who to start there either. You got to start them. You got to start basically all your Broncos just because, like you said, how much they were hyped up and how good we thought this offense was going to be. This is the perfect game for them to get back on track. But I also think it's a good game for the Raiders to, pull out a gutty win because they're 0-3. They cannot go to 0-4. They need to get this game. It's at home. It's going to be loud. We'll see. We'll see what Russ brings.
Yeah, no, if they don't win soon, I mean, this would be one of the worst decisions that they had since the Khalil Mack situation they've had. So, they got to really figure their stuff out over there in Vegas. But I'm loving Josh Jacobs. He's the only running back in the NFL that's actually dominating the backfield. He's not producing like you want to see, but he's a clear-cut number 1 running back. He's getting 20 carries a game. So I'm still starting Josh Jacobs. I'm still starting Devontae Adams, and you hope that Waller can.
Yeah, just gotta find the end zone.
Gotta
get one, and Derek Carr. If you're starting him or you got him in a 2 QB league, this is the game where you need to see him do something.
Patriots and the Packs, man. This could, based off the Packers' offense, this could get really nasty really quick. You got to start.
I think the Packers might run them.
But that'd be.
The Patriots are banged up. So. Hoyer's playing. This could get ugly for the Patriots, unfortunately.
Well, if this is ugly for the Patriots, that's great for both of the Packers running backs because they both came off pretty tough weeks last week.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the receivers go for the Packers, it's very hard to trust one. If I had to pick one, I'm still probably picking Alan Lazard, but it is very tough to actually land a Packer receiver this week, I'd say.
Yeah, and you're probably not starting Tunyon on the other side of the ball. Maybe you're starting Harris or Stevenson.
I'm starting Harris still. Yeah.
With Brian Hoyer probably playing quarterback, you can't trust a receiver.
No, you can't trust the receiver, but I think Harris with Hoyer starting should be a favorable matchup. He should get a lot of carries, and Ramondre probably will find the end zone.
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football, man. We got the rematch of the Super Bowl. The Chiefs, Bucks a couple years ago. Let's get into it. That's gonna be
in Tampa, maybe in Minnesota. We don't know where this game's gonna be played. But
weird,
this is the other game of the week. Should be a good one. Should be a lot of offense, prime time. I'm excited for this one.
Chiefs have looked good, believe it or not, but man, the receivers over there really haven't been what you expected them to be. You really haven't seen a big game out of Hardman nor Juju Smith-Schuster. Last week was his biggest game. Travis Kelce's been the guy, and Clyde Edwards has probably shocked all fantasy owners. He's the number 3 running back right now.
Yeah, and last week he had like 0 rushing yards, right?
Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy what they're doing right now, but they're figuring out life after Tyreek Hill, and I think the offense is gonna be fine.
I think so as well. Bucks, they are struggling big time offensively. Tomlin without a lot of his weapons. You do have Mike Evans come back from suspension this week. You got to play him. He's definitely going to come back ready to shine. Yeah, just like you said, the Bucks just got to get healthy. I think Mike Evans is a good play for the Bucks coming off of suspension. And then really besides that, it really gets tough in there. You got to start Tom
Brady. Maybe Lenny will find the end zone.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath on it though, honestly.
Yeah.
Not this week.
We'll see. Hopefully it's an over game. We can get a lot of points.
Monday Night Football in the week with the Rams at the 49ers. Nice little small rivalry they got going on here. You got to love what Deebo Samuel's been giving you, and Jeff Wilson's actually filling in pretty nicely this time at the starting running back spot. I don't know if you can play Brandon yet, though.
No, it's tough, but Ayuk with Kittle back, I'm probably sitting him. But you like what you're seeing. You're getting the targets. You're getting involved. Yeah. Another game with 8+ targets, and then you're probably thinking you start.
Yeah, he's definitely like one more game of what he just did would be nice. And this could be the game if you see a lot of Jalen Ramsey on Deebo Samuel, a lot of following there. This could definitely be a game. On the Rams side, I mean, you got to start Mr. Cooper Kupp, right?
Yeah, but you're not starting Allen Robinson. And are you starting Akers? Probably not. You're not starting Henderson. You could probably start Higbee. I mean, Higbee's been at least a little efficient, a little consistent. So I'd start Higbee and Kupp on that offense.
Yeah, I mean, the tight end spot's so thin this season. I think Higbee's probably a guy. And you're definitely reaching on the running back spot if you're starting Cam Akers or Henderson. If so, they're definitely not running back 2 this week. I mean, it'd be a borderline flex in a deep league, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
All right, my guy. We got a little survival draft we want to do this season. Everybody gets to pick one player a week. We'll do a head-to-head record, and whoever got the best record, we'll figure out a punishment or a prize once the season's over. But yeah, do a little survival mode, kind of like a DraftKings type. It should be pretty interesting. I'm sure it'll be a landslide of a win here.
So we go on any position, just first pick, second 2, and then you got to fill out your team?
Yeah. Just fill out the team.
All right. Well, your show, Myron. I'll let you pick what you want to go first.
Oh, what an honor. I mean, I'm gonna pick the quarterback that wears number 1 on his back. I'm gonna go with Jalen Hurts this week. I love his matchup. I think he's got the best chance to give me the most points for sure this week.
I like that. So I'm gonna go running back for my first position, and I'm gonna go with the guy we talked about earlier. Number 26, Saquon Barkley, playing the Bears. He's probably going to have a big day and get a lot of volume.
That's a really safe pick. I like that. Hopefully he chokes it. I'm gonna push the pot in here, and I'm gonna hope that this running back turns it around this week. Austin Eckler. I like him against the Houston Texans in the dome. I know he hasn't been big all week, so it's a little bit of a risk. But hopefully he can. This is his breakout game. That's what I'm hoping for.
I like that pick. So for my receiver, I'm gonna have to. I had this guy written down, and I think it's just perfect now. AJ Brown.
Ah, kills me.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
I had to, bro. He was my number one. I mean, he was my number one.
Wow, that's dirty. That changes a lot of things here.
I know.
Wow.
You gotta figure that out now.
Now I gotta go back to the drawing board. That's messed up. Alrighty. So now, wow. Now on my receiver side, I gotta go with Mike Evans. Fresh off a suspension.
That was my other guy.
Fresh off a suspension. I'm sure he's riled up, a little pissed off. I like that one.
I like that. So I'm gonna go tight end here first. You know, a lot of people drafted him pretty early, thinking he's gonna be a breakout, be a star. I think we're gonna get, like you said, pay dirt this weekend. I'm going Kyle Pitts.
Wow.
I'm going Kyle Pitts early.
See, the tight end spot's interesting because once you use them, you use them. So it's like, do I want to use Travis Kelce right now? Do you want to use Mark Andrews?
Mark Andrews
in the first
Kittle.
week of your survival? I don't think so. I'm gonna go southwest. I'm gonna go head to Arizona. Give my guy Zach Ertz.
Okay, I like that. He's been pretty solid.
He's been consistent. Should give me a pretty decent floor and potential
dropping
to find
touchdowns,
the end
but
zone.
You know, he's
If he drops one this week, we have a problem.
I'll throw you a bone here, Myron. I'm not going to take my flex because I've been holding on to the quarterback since you already took yours. But I will take my quarterback, and week one, I'm going for it. I'm taking Patrick Mahomes.
Oh my!
Just why
prime
not?
time football against the GOAT. Just go ahead and lay it all out there. That's a risky one. I don't know if I'd go there this early. That's risky, boss. Flex spot. Oh, okay. So my flex spot, I'm gonna go with Rashad Penny versus Detroit Lions.
Ooh, okay. Against the Lions, I like that. Solid pick. So for my flex, I'm going to finish it off, and I'm gonna go across the pond, and I'm gonna take Alvin Kamara.
You're taking the London game at 9:30 in the morning?
Yes, sir. Someone's got to score in that game.
Or do they? That's risky. All right. And we're doing half-point PPR. So we'll come back next week. The final scorings. We'll keep track of them. Keep track of the head-to-head record and see who's got the best record by the end of the year. I just hope this guy wins 1 week. That's just the hope. That's the hope. 1 week.
Oh, I can't wait to see you my next week, Myron.
My team's gonna
taking up this dub.
Dominate. All right, we got week 4 fantasy football coming at y'all tomorrow. Great Thursday night football game to kick off. We'll be back next week, week 2. Well, week 5.
Week 5.
Week 2. That's first time with mine.